Hi everyone, welcome back to our series on writing optimized Docker files. Now, this is our version number 7, which talks about bind mounts, using bind mounts in Docker files. Okay, currently our bind mount directory is empty. Now you can tell that I cloned the repository from GitHub, and you can see the link for the GitHub directory or repositories in the description in our video. Okay, currently it's empty, and so I'm gonna copy everything inside the part 6 into our new empty directory. Then I'll cd into the new directory. We have everything here. Again, our main focus is the Docker file, and so let's look at our Docker file. Alright, as it stands, we have this Docker file which works, gives us our Docker images for the server and client. Okay, now in this topic about bind mounts, our main focus is on the copy command. Okay, and by copy commands, I mean this layer, okay, and this layer. Now, of course, we have two more copy commands down here, this one and that one, but those are specifically for this stage. You know that, remember, wherever you see a from, that's a stage. So this is stage 1, stage 2, we have stage 3, 4, and 5. So this is a multi-stage Docker file, 5 stages. These are specific to this stage, and so we worry ourselves mainly with these two copy commands and how to implement them without using the copy command. Okay, using bind mounts. Okay, so what is a bind mount? A bind mount helps us to make certain files available to a container directly from the host, okay, without using the copy command. Okay, so we can still make this go.sum, go.mod, and everything else available to our container after we start running the image we get from building this Docker file. We still make it available to it without having to use this copy command. How do we do that? It's very similar to the cache mounts, by the way. So instead of this file right here, I'm gonna edit commands. Now, of course, this command is a bit long, so I will cut it short so that we can move into the next line. All right. So run we have the cache mount, and for the build mount, similar technique, mount type, and this time it's bind, and now we specify source. Okay, now we are doing it for this first, okay, for this copy command, and so our source is go.mod. the first one is mod, go.mod. Okay, and then we have to specify target. It's also going to be the same thing, go.mod. We don't want to make any changes to our file, so end the line, onto the next line, do the same thing, type bind, specify a source, and this is go.sum, and then a target. It's also go.sum, and the line. And now we continue with our go mod download dash x. Now this dash x flag is only to help us to see the caching of the mounts that we are attaching to the container. Okay, so it doesn't do much, it's just for us to see. You can remove it if you like. Alright, so that is done for this command. So I can easily remove this by clicking on the keyboard dd, and that is gone. Now we need to implement the same thing but for this copy command. Now remember, this copy command right after this layer goes into this two other layers. Okay, so instead of copying everything, we want this layer or this stage to have its own bind mount. Okay, this layer to also have its own bind mount, so that we don't just copy everything for copying sake. So for that, I'm gonna edit this. Then I'll attach a mount here. Type, this is bind, and the target is gonna be the current directory. I'll do exact same thing right here. We've attached bind mounts by getting rid of the copy command up there, and now this one also has to go. Okay, so you can see that now the only copy commands we have remaining are for these last two. Okay, for where we use a scratch Docker image. Save this and exit. Now before we run this, I have to delete the Docker images. So Docker RMI or RIM, whichever one's fine. Gonna delete the server as well. So alright, so okay, so I'm gonna try to run both the client and the server Docker images. Okay, since I deleted both. Alright, so this is for the client. Okay, the client is done. Server. Good. So if you look at our Docker images, okay, so these are new Docker images. Yes, the size didn't change, but our Docker file has been optimized using cache and bind mounts to better build a Docker image for two applications. Alright. Okay, please like this video, leave a comment in the comment section, subscribe to the channel,